hey, Dr. Russo wanted to make a quick video. Thought maybe, I might give you some info mainly on the lab, but briefly go over, some things for the class. So this is the online course website, 501Z, and hopefully you've watched this, and then I explained in this video things about you need to know about the lab, or the points and things like that. And for class, right, each week there'll be an announcement about what you should complete. Hopefully at this point you've completed the syllabus quiz. Okay, it's September 3rd, so you still have a couple days. I think I'll give you till like the 8th to finish it. But anyway, you get 20 points for your assignment. I also have to use it for attendance verification. So we didn't have labs the first week, and we'll start them second week. This is the website for one of the labs, and Dr. Velez will be teaching, or Miss Velez will be teaching this. So she has it on Tuesday at 7 p.m. and she also teaches another one at 2 p.m. on Thursdays. I do the 8 a.m. Thursday morning lab. There's also someone doing a 2 p.m. lab in New Smyrna Beach. So every week he'll be doing that lab. Brian Alexander. Lab attendance is mandatory. It's also important, you're going to earn what are called PMPs, or homework assignments. Okay? When you should probably ask your lab instructor, if it's not me, how they're going to grade them, what they expect before they're due. They're not, right, lab 3 is the third week in September, right? The first week in September, like that would be the 3rd and the 5th, that would be before the third lab. So on lab number 2, the next week after this, right, that would be September the 13th for this lab. If you had it on Tuesday, it'd be 2 days before that. But there's instructions for the PMPs, and then I've also made a couple videos. I made 2 videos because the instructions for a stain, which would be the first 5 PMPs that you complete, are different than the remaining PMPs that you'll be doing. They're found in the content section, or the quiz section, but they're not quizzes. I use them as homework. Part of the deal, to make up a redo, you need to have a good attendance record, so there'll be ways of making them up or redoing them. There'll be a policy at the end of October when we're finished doing them. But in order to earn PMP points, you must attend the lab that they covered. So I'm going to instruct the adjuncts, right, to not publish the grades if they grade them before they take attendance, before the lab, and then only publish them if you attend the lab. So they can be graded and not published. And then we'll determine if you've had a good attendance record at the end of October, for instance. Okay. And then we can, if you've only missed 1 lab, then those grades will be published. If you miss 2 labs, then you don't get the PMP points for the labs that you missed. And then if you miss 3 labs, you get an F, right, for this class. It's not just the lab, you fail the whole entire class. So I'll be keeping track of that, and the adjuncts won't be giving you a grade, so it's not really something that they determine, right? I determine at the end of the semester by adding up your lab points. In the grade book for the class, there are lab points. I put them all together, and then I give the records, I give them 1 grade for the whole deal. It's 4 credits for lecture and lab. So I wanted to make that clear. On September 17th, right, they're going to meet to do the negative stain experiment on that lab and the gram stain. So before that lab, you'll be expected to go to these Now, they're not quizzes, but they're in the quiz section. I have to use that because there's a key, an answer key that the adjuncts can use to grade your P&P, right? They'll be looking for the material that's found in the lab PowerPoint. That's what you need to use, right? Those instructions make that clear. Don't Google things. So it'll be available a week, all of these, right? So ask them about these two in lab number 2 on the 10th. All right, after that lab, I would complete these assignments. Don't wait, you'll have 7 days. If you miss these due dates, they're not gonna open them back up for you, right? You miss it, then you can make up 5. Or you can redo them, 5, one or the other, right? It could be a mix of the two if you don't get all the points. These are real easy, right? They're just homework assignments. It's worth a total of 100 points. You need to attend the lab for on the 17th to get a grade for these two, right? You won't see a grade there until we know for sure you've only missed one lab when we're done, right? They'll be done. The last P&P, these 2 P&Ps are due. There's 2 in this one quiz. Sometimes there's more than, like, there's 2 P&Ps in one quiz sometimes. There can be 3. Most of them have just 1. Right, October 22nd, these 2 will be due. So that week, there'll be a policy about making up or redoing, right? You want to make sure you get them all graded before you decide whether you want to redo them or not. Anyway, but don't miss them. All right, and so the instructions, if you go to I have them linked in that announcement. This is the written instructions here, which is probably all you need. But if you wanted to watch these videos on how to do the P&Ps, I'd recommend you do watch those videos. Okay, you know, the lab instructors could show you these during the lab if they like. And this is the schedule for schedule here for the lab, right? September 3rd. These are on Tuesday. So if you have lab on Thursday, you add 2 days to these dates. So there's quiz 2. Right, it tells you here labs 3 and 4. So this is lab 3, this is lab 4. Will be covered on quiz 2. Quiz 1 will cover the first 2 labs. Be sure you get the definitions about the microscope terms. There are terms listed on the PowerPoint without definitions. So be sure you get those definitions, write them down when you do. All right, you get 30 points for the stain activity. You need to be present to get those points for this lab. If you want points for the unknown, you have to be present for all 3 unknown labs, right? The 29th, the 5th, and the 12th. And then we'll take the lab practical this week, no makeup,